Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you some pop culture references that are hidden in Fallout 76 that you may not know about. They include the famous movies, famous TV shows, and a stand-up comedian. If you know any of these, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, let's get started. So the first one we're going to go to is the AVR Medical Center. When you spawn in, you're going to go into these doors. Once you spawn in, you're going to go over to the right. Turn to your right again right here, all the way down the hallway. Another right and another right again into this room, and you're going to find a Jangles the Monkey with a toy alien attached to its face. And this is representing the face huggers from the Alien franchise. Next, you're going to head to the Tyler County Fairgrounds, and you're going to head to the east where my marker is. Once you spawn in, you're going to head, as I said, to the east, and you'll make your way up this hill until you see yellow and blue balloons. Now this is an unmarked location, and it is called the Party Time Diners. The table is reminiscent of the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. You'll see several hats on the chairs. Some board games are found on the table or around the table, and obviously teacups and saucers as well. Next, we're going to head to the isolated cabins, and once you spawn in, you're going to run over to it. It puts you a little ways away from it, and you're going to run over to the doghouse right over here. And inside, you will see a mathematical equation written in chalk, and this was actually founded by Albert Einstein in 1915, but it is actually a reference to the dog Einstein from Back to the Future. It also has a periodical table on the wall, which was hard to actually get on film, but also some beakers in the back. I thought it was really neat. I love Back to the Future. Next, we're going to head over to the Wayward. Now, there are two references to Beetlejuice in Fallout 76. This is one of the first ones. If you've seen the movie from 1988, you'll know this scene very well. The covered bridge that killed the couple from the beginning of the movie, where they try to swerve to go around a dog. There's a skeleton with a dress on and another one down there in the truck. And right behind the truck, you'll see a bandana, which is meant to be for a dog. Really cool reference. Also, there's one I didn't know until recently over here in Point Pleasant. If you go over to the church that's right over here, you can avoid all the cultists by going this way. But over here behind the church in the graveyard, you will see this chalk-faced door that someone has drawn in chalk. It's a reference to when they read the Book of the Recently Deceased, and they realize that they can draw a door to go on the other side. The next one we're going to go to is the Sugar Grove. This is going to be a reference to the Breaking Bad series, and we're going to head over to that marker. It's quite a ways away, but you will see some barrels in a truck way back here. And if you're familiar with the series, Walter White has to bury barrels of money in order to hide it from his family and everybody else. So there's a guy with a lab coat on with the mask, the barrels with the pre-war money on top, and then some more barrels inside the truck. I love this series, so I thought this reference was really cool. I didn't know this even existed until probably about a week ago. And that's not the only reference to the Breaking Bad series. If you head over to Lady Janet's soft serve ice cream place over here in the forest, and once you've killed all the ghouls that are hanging out around here, inside this trailer you're going to find 2 teddy bears that have masks on them. I think it's a reference to Breaking Bad, but I'm not 100%. I found this one a while ago, but still really cute if it is or isn't a reference, but I thought it was, so I included it in this video. Next, you're going to head to this relay tower, but you're going to head to the east where my marker is. And this is a reference to the Game of Thrones TV series. I, again, didn't know where this one was or didn't even know about this one until recently. So if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you might appreciate this one for sure. So that is your Game of Thrones right there. Toilet Thrones, but it's still Game of Thrones. The next one, we're going to go to the White Springs Golf Club. And once you've killed all the ghouls, of course, because there are tons of them in here, you're going to head into the basement, make a left, and then a right. And right in this little kitchen, it's hard to get to. You can't actually get into the fridge, but there's a clown with a red balloon. And if you don't know that reference, that is a reference to the Stephen King's It. The next one on our list is the Camden Park. And once you spawn in, you're going to head over to the bus that's inside the parking lot. And some people may get this reference, some people may not. But up in here, if you read the blocks, they are going to say magic. And also the driver is a Mr. Fuzzy with a orange tie on. It's supposed to be Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus, which I loved that show when I was a kid, so really good reference in my books. The next one is the Clancy Manor. And this one's a little bit different. It is a Rodney Dangerfield reference. So if you're a Rodney Dangerfield fan, you might get the reference, but you might not if you're not familiar with who that is. He is a comedian. And if you come into here after you've killed all the cultists, and on this barrel, you'll find a note that says Rodney's poem. Now, if you pick up the note and you read it, we're going to change the view on that so we can actually read it. Each line in this so-called poem is actually all of his one-liners, like his punchlines, but they've created it into a poem, which I thought was a really good homage to Rodney Dangerfield. The next one you can find is at Fort Defiance. If you don't know how to get in here, I just showed you really briefly of how to get in here. Most people do know. But when you get in, you're going to go to the right, all the way down this hallway to the left, over this pile of junk, and the first room on your right. And inside here, you're going to see a reference to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. There's a cuckoo clock on the floor. There's a skeleton with a nightcap and a pillow smothering his face. And this is a reference to the 1975 film where McMurphy is in the asylum at the end. The next one is a very good one. The Torrance house. The house itself is a reference to The Shining, as Jack Torrance goes to this hotel. And once you get in here, all the way to the back, you will see the hedge maze that is a part of the film at the very end, if you're familiar with the movie. And inside the maze, you'll find some robots, but besides those guys, you're going to find a skeleton with an axe, which is representing Jack Torrance at the end of the movie, if you're familiar with it. I love The Shining. Cult classic. So that was pretty cool to find. And then from here, if you come back out of the maze, over to the building, up on the balcony, you're going to see a tricycle, which is another famous moment in the shining. And also the block Spell Out Red Rum, which I thought was neat. There's also another one in Fort Defiance, but yeah, pretty cool. The next one we're going to go to is over here in the lake, but we're going to go to Summersville because you can't get there any faster. Just go over to the little stream here. Might have to kill some Murlocs on your way. But if you're a fan of Titanic like I am, you might like this one. You're going to make your way over to this red boat that's over here. And right over here, there's going to be a door with a skeleton on top of it with a dress on. And if you look deep in the sand, you'll see an arm. This is a representation of Jack and Rose at the end of the movie of the 1997 Titanic. And last but not least, if you go to the Bleeding Kate's Grindhouse and make your way over to this said marker right here, all the way over to this truck, you are going to find a Comrade Chubbs teddy bear that is on the grill of this truck. That is a reference to Lotso the bear, the antagonist of the Toy Story series, and that's how he's found in the end of the movie. Let me know in the comments if you guys know any of these or if you know of any more. I love finding these. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Love you guys.